Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy Sam, back with another video. Now I know I haven't recorded in a while, and here are the reasons. So, about 2 years ago I came out as trans, from female to male, and the reason of that is because from an early age I was just not happy with who I was. I started to feel like I wasn't fitting in with the crowds, and I used to hang around with a lot of girls and it just didn't feel right. And having a lot of girls as friends, that was amazing, but there was just one issue. I felt dysphoric about myself, even though I didn't really understand why. I struggled to understand how I was feeling at the time because I was so young, and I just never understood of why I felt the way I did. But then, I didn't know what transgender was. I didn't really know what LGBTQ plus was at the time anyways. As I say, I was only 12 or 13 at the time when I started feeling this way. I started feeling this way earlier on, but then it started to get worse as I was getting older. I started to grow parts of my body that I didn't thought would grow because I just thought I was a boy. But then noticed other boys weren't growing a chest, and noticed that their voices were deepening and they were getting spotty. And I used to look at myself in the mirror and I used to wonder why I wasn't the same as them. And wondered why their pronouns was he, him, and mine was she, her. I was battling it for years and I didn't know how to deal with it. So I just came out as lesbian because I thought maybe I was just, I was a tomboy. I always have been. So why didn't I just go with the word lesbian? For years I was titled as that, and it made me feel a bit better. But then I started to feel low again, and I was starting to get all these thoughts in my head from 14 to 15 years old. I knew that wasn't right, but I also didn't know it was wrong. I started playing up in school. I wasn't always a bad child in school. I sometimes attended my lessons, but most of the time I acted up. But I was never horrible to anyone. I just played around because that's the only way I could really express myself. Teachers thought I was probably a bad child in school because the amount of times I went to isolation and just spent hours in isolation every single day because I didn't want to go to lessons. The next thing that came an issue was when I got older, I started to look more like a girl. Obviously with the chest and, the long hair, toilets were an issue. From an early age I was using disabled, but when disabled were just closed, I had to use either, the female or male toilets. And I always had an issue with going into the female toilets because when I went in there I didn't look like a female, but when I went into the males I looked like a female. It made no sense, and I still have those issues. From 15 to 16, I noticed that I was completely different from all my friends, but I still didn't really understand why, because I still didn't hear this, transgender thing from that age. From 16 to 17, I was out of school by then and working full time, so I had my mind completely set on one thing, and that was to work and earn money. But as I say, from a young age I was saving money, and I knew I was saving it for a good reason, but I just unsure of why. Still at this point I still never heard of transgender. From 17 to 18 I came across news or something on just the internet. I randomly typed in something and it came up with that, and I don't think I've ever cried so much. But from 17 to 18, obviously that's when my mum went into hospital, and that's when I was going to explain it to my mum that I just never felt like a girl. So obviously it was too late for me to even explain it to my mum before this all happened to her, so I just kept putting it to the side, and that's why I never really got the chance to explain it to my mum. But just before my 18th birthday, or just after my 18th birthday, I came out as transgender because I did all the research, and I'm actually really happy that I did, because then I soon found out about these things called binders that compress your chest and make you feel more like a man. Now, cut to the chase. I've been very dysphoric lately. I've been like trying to straighten my hair to make myself look more like a boy. I mean, I don't need to try half the time because I just look like one. But there's some times where I just don't cut. Now I've set up a GoFundMe raise. I'm currently having trouble to log into, but I can still log into it. I just have to change the password, and to change the password I have to get into my email that I'm using the GoFundMe raise for. So I'm going to leave the links in the description. I've got it saved on the phone I'm recording on. So if you guys can go and do that, that'll be a massive change, because I'm just very dysphoric. I'm going to name a few things I'm dysphoric about, so you guys aren't so confused. If you are confused, or whoever's watching this is confused like me. So my face, like most men, their faces are they're like shaped. Obviously female faces are like more rounded, and men's are more like square sort of shaped, or depends on their posture or their figure, I guess. But they're all masculine. Oop. Also, my shoulders. I don't like my shoulders because I just feel like they're very small and they're not very masculine. And my arms as well, like they're very thin. I've always had noodle arms because I'm very tall and lanky, and as much as I try and eat loads to try and put on a bit of weight, I'm like 12 stone, and I just never seem to put weight on my arms. So I always have lanky hands and lanky arms. And my hips, like, you know, men's just go like this. Mine just go like this and then out, like Simpson's face, Bart Simpson's face or something. You know, it just seems to go out with Squidward's face. I don't know, I can't remember Squidward's face, but it seems to go like that. My legs, I don't like my legs. I don't know, like most people think my legs are fine, like they can't see a difference because it's my legs and I can. I don't really like wearing shorts when I'm out and about because I just don't like them. They don't seem like the type of legs I want to see out, so that's why I just keep them in trousers. Even when it's absolutely boiling, I still wear trousers because that means they're covered. Yeah, but most of this video is about just me being very dysphoric and like needing help from this point now on, because I'm struggling by myself. I've been waiting nearly 2 years to hear from Gender Clinic, and I just want the process to speed up a little bit. And I know this pandemic is massive right now with the coronavirus, you know, the COVID-19, thousands of people dying, thousands of people living, and I understand that, but I also I can't seem to have what I want, and even though what you want you don't get sort of thing, well, I kind of need it, and it's starting to get to me now. I'm also in a relationship. I'm in a very supportive relationship, actually. You know, she seems to support everything, and I'm actually quite happy with that, because then I think she understands a lot more than most people do. So that's what I love. That's why I want to stay with her, because she's a keeper. But anyways, without blabbering too much, my links for you know, TikTok. I'm on TikTok. When I hit 3K, but I don't really upload anymore. It's like every 3 or 4 days now, because I just don't seem to want to upload as much anymore because dysphoria. So if I do upload still, so if you guys want to just either see my account, then I'm going to leave the links in the description. I now have Twitter. Now, I never understood Twitter, but I've now got Twitter. So I will be uploading daily feeds of what I'll be doing for my next video. I'll be uploading every Wednesday, hopefully, every Wednesday. I keep saying this every time I make a video, but I want to make it possible. I've recorded this a bit early so I can prepare myself and have more time to edit. But that's all I have to say for today. And I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you get notified each and every time I upload. I also sound a bit ill. I always sound like this when I talk. Like, my nose starts to bubble up and like just go a pee. So I talk like this all the time. It's really annoying. It sounds like I hold my breath when I do record, but I don't. I do breathe. Don't worry. But yeah, like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. You know, you'll get notified each and every time I upload. I just think that's the best thing ever. As I say, we'll be uploading Wednesday at 5 p.m. Every week. I think that'll work better for me because with the pandemic, I ain't really got very much to do right now. I'll be going to my girlfriend's soon on the 28th, as that's our 2-month anniversary. So of being together, of course. She's put up with me for that long, so we'll see how long she puts up with me for, because I'm annoying. But anyways, I'm about to shoot off, so see you guys. Peace.